Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday morning, August the 7th. Continuation of a very nice August weather pattern across the northeastern part of the nation, thanks to very strong high pressure that's currently situated over southeastern Canada. A low-level ocean flow of air with light east to northeast winds, keeping it moderately warm across New England, across the mid-Atlantic region. Looks like that nice weather pattern should continue right through the upcoming weekend. No intense heat over the next several days and no heavy rain for the northeastern part of the nation over the next several days. Meanwhile, there is some monsoonal moisture flowing into the southwestern states. Looks like decent rainfall amounts, places like New Mexico, Arizona, maybe much of Colorado as well over the next 5 or 10 days or so with that monsoonal flow of moisture from the eastern Pacific Ocean. Let's start off here by taking the latest look at the tropical scene in the Atlantic Basin. We are now well into the month of August, and typically activity ramps up this time of the year. And indeed, there are 3 and actually 4 different systems out there over the Atlantic Ocean. The fourth one right in this location right here, and that is the impressive wave that was over the continent of Africa just a few days ago. Earlier this week, it has moved westward and is situated right in here. We'll take a look at an infrared image, and we'll certainly see it on that current infrared satellite image in a moment or two. First of all, Dexter remains tropical storm status. Maximum sustained winds about 50 miles per hour or so. Continues to move harmlessly out towards the central and northern Atlantic. Probably not going to reach hurricane status. There was and is a tropical wave sitting off the southeast U.S. coastline. Looks like it'll make a move to the North Andes. It could develop into a named tropical storm, in other words, intensify and become a named tropical storm. But again, it looks like it will turn away from the East Coast here over the next few days. It did help to produce some rainfall across the Carolinas with some enhanced tropical moisture, kind of combining with some Atlantic moisture from that low-level ocean flow for some rainfall in the Carolinas. Now, this system also has a decent chance of becoming a named tropical storm, pretty much moving in a northwest fashion. We talked about earlier in the week that it's a pretty decent chance of recurving well before it reaches near the east coast of the U.S. It continues to look that way, but of course it's something that we'll closely monitor, and this could have an impact somewhere, I would say, in this area here in about 10 days or so. We're looking at maybe the August 20th time frame here, maybe the 18th, the 19th, the 20th time frame here. With this system out here, could be somewhere in this area here, still way out there in the speculation phase, just too early to talk about any kind of specifics for this fourth wave out there over the Atlantic Ocean. Well, here's the latest colorized infrared satellite image view, a loop of satellite images across the eastern part and central part of the Atlantic Ocean. Just to orient ourselves here, this is the west coast of Africa right here. This is that first wave that we saw out across the eastern Atlantic Ocean that is indeed showing up on the National Hurricane Center map as of this morning. This is that next wave here that I alluded to a moment ago that was over the continent of Africa early this week. It's an impressive wave. This is probably, of all 4 of these waves out here, this is the one to watch most closely here over the next 5 or 10 days or so. And of course, we will do that. This one also will be very likely evolve into a named tropical storm, and we'll have to keep our eyes on that one as well. Likely to recurve before ever coming too close to the U.S. East Coast. And again, this is that fourth one on the map over the eastern part of the tropical Atlantic Ocean. Well, I wanted to walk through the 500 millibar height anomaly forecast maps using last night's 0Z run of the GFS. All of these maps from tropicaltidbits.com. One of the features I focus in on this time of the year is the height pattern over the eastern part of Canada. If you have a strong upper level ridge sitting over southeastern Canada, as we do right now, that tends to raise a red flag this time of the year, because you certainly can have tropical systems that undercut that strong ridge to the north and move in an east to west fashion here and it's something to watch out for whenever you see this kind of a ridge here. And we'll see here as we push through the next several days that that's often going to be the case, that we'll see this upper level ridge sitting over the southeastern part of Canada. So it's something that kind of adds some interest to the tropical scene here over the next few weeks. In fact, let's push forward here. We'll see a second upper level ridge situated over the Four Corners region, and a nice upper level trough. I say nice because this time of the year brings some nice cool weather to the interior Pacific Northwest. Now, let's continue to move forward here in time here. This is the map for Friday, and then we go into Saturday, and finally into the second half of the upcoming weekend. And yeah, that upper level ridge may relax for a couple of days over eastern part of Canada, but then it just reinforces again here by the second half of the upcoming weekend. That trough that was situated today over the interior Pacific Northwest moves into the south central part of Canada. And here we go all the way into the early part of next week. Still strong upper level ridging sitting here over the southeastern part of Canada. And there will be kind of a relaxation of that. And then again, intensification by the middle part of next week. This is all the way out now to next Thursday, a week from today. And here's a reflection of a tropical system here. That is the third one that's showing up on the map this morning for the National Hurricane Center. And again, we always have to watch out for a system like this undercutting that strong upper level ridge to the north and east this time of the year. I'm not saying that we'll make it all the way to the coast. In fact, right now, odds are against it, but it gives me a little bit unease feeling here when you see that upper level ridge here over the southeastern part of Canada. Let's go out a little bit farther out in time. And indeed, this system on last night's run of the GFS starts to curve before it ever gets to the U.S. East Coast. But again, strong upper level ridge over southeastern Canada gets me a little bit concerned here, and this is something we'll have to continue to monitor over the next week to 10 days or so, or we'll go out a little bit farther out in time. This is all the way out now, 10 days. Again, that strong upper level ridge, southeastern Canada, and kind of a scary looking tropical system reflected here from last night's 0Z run of the GFS, something we'll monitor over the next couple of weeks. Now let's take a look at the surface forecast maps. And again, this is a big player here. It has been for the last few days. It will continue to be over the next few days. That strong surface high pressure system over southeastern part of Canada. Winds flow clockwise around highs, and that is promoting this ocean flow of air. Light east to northeast winds across New Jersey, the rest of the mid-Atlantic region into the Carolinas. It does add a little bit of Atlantic Ocean moisture into the Carolinas and portions of Virginia, and they've experienced some rainfall out of this pattern. But the main thing that this system does is it helps to keep temperatures in check. This time of the year, we're talking about slightly below normal conditions all along the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Baltimore, Philly, New York City, and Boston, and a generally dry weather pattern here, and it looks like that will continue over the next few days. Now, this system does push off to the south and east, pushes offshore, but it should continue to have a positive effect on the weather in this part of the nation right through the upcoming weekend. Now, let's move forward in time here, and here is some moisture associated with that tropical system sitting off the east coast right now. And again, this kind of consolidates, could end up becoming a named tropical storm by the upcoming weekend. Generally will move in a northeast fashion and not impact the mid-Atlantic coastline here, at least not directly. And there it is by the time we get to the middle part of the upcoming weekend. Again, perhaps a named tropical storm by this time, but the dry weather, comfortable weather continues across the mid-Atlantic, northeast U.S. A lot of tropical moisture across the deep south and southeastern part of the nation over the Florida Peninsula as well. That pushes off to the north and east. Still seeing remnants of a high right across the mid-Atlantic coastline by the time we get to the second half of the upcoming weekend. And again, nice weather pattern in terms of temperatures for this time of the year. Meanwhile, you get this monsoonal flow of moisture that results in generally afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms from a scattered basis to maybe a more widespread basis across Arizona, New Mexico, much of Colorado, and that will continue to be the case over the next 5 or 10 days or so. That flow of air, that moist flow of air from the eastern part of the Pacific Ocean, not too unusual this time of the year to see monsoonal moisture across the southwestern U.S. And monsoon technically refers to a seasonal wind, and the wind generally this time of the year will flow towards the land where the lower surface pressures are, and that sets up this moist flow of air moving in the southwestern part of the U.S., especially for the second half of the summer season. We'll go a little bit farther in time. Here we go into the early part of next week. Still high pressure kind of dominating the scene across the mid-Atlantic region. And then we'll move into the middle part of next week, and here is another tropical system showing up on this particular model run here. By the middle of next week, we'll go about a little bit farther out in time, and here we go by Thursday of next week, 1 week from right now. Here's that next tropical wave of concern out over the eastern part of the Atlantic Ocean. Meanwhile, we still have very strong ridging up here over southeastern Canada. So a pattern to monitor closely over the next 5 or 10 days or so. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.